I had
Tripping.
to. We don't
He
talk
was
about that.
tripping.
Hey y'all, happy Sunday. I don't have no music on. It's weird. Welcome to Otaku Talk. It's Otaku Talk Sunday. I'm very excited about this show for multiple reasons. Like, I
Yeah,
can't
it's
wait to
a
talk about Jujutsu Kaisen. I purposely didn't watch it until today because usually I watch it when it comes out, but I just thought this week that I was like, okay, I should. I think I wanted to wait, and I'm so glad I did because the feelings are very fresh.
yeah. I've been ruminating on this episode for a couple days. I thought you had watched it already, so like every time I like talk to you, I just so happen to not spoil anything.
Right. We kind of have an agreement that we don't talk about. We don't. Usually, I won't talk to you because I
Yeah.
don't want to make a mistake and talk about Jujutsu Kaisen. But this week we've had to do better. But we will go on to Jujutsu Kaisen, and this week's episode was amazing. I think it's the first word that came to my mind when I watched it. It was
Yeah.
very good. A lot of stuff happened. So where shall we start? One, I'm going to change the banner.
Yeah, it was definitely an amazing episode. Like, because I didn't know that you saw it or not. Like, I think you was checking in on making sure we were doing the show or something to that effect, or what we were going to cover in this show. I think that's what it was. And you was like, maybe we would do the character edit, maybe do this episode. And I was like, oh no, we are talking about this episode. Like, I've never quote unquote put my foot down. I was like, we gotta talk about this episode, but at that point you haven't seen it, so I was like, "What? Like, is this a conversation we're having right now? Are we not talking about this?
Are you serious?"
Yeah, this was a really great episode. I mean, we always the last couple of weeks have been like starting off just like getting the little animation conversation out of the way real quick, only because it was like on our nerves a bit. But like this episode was the first episode. Granted, there might have been, you know, a frame or two, a couple of those where it was a little wonky, but as a whole, this entire episode, everything about it was just so good. Expect the opening before credit sequence. That specific portion was just done so
and they finally got a good music choice.
Yes.
Finally.
Not one music complaint this whole episode.
Hey, everybody out there watching. I just wanted to stop and say, I see everybody saying hey in the chat. Hey, Summer. Hey, Rashawn. Hey, Mandrill. Hey, everybody watching. We just started talking about Jujutsu Kaisen, so you're just in time. We were talking about character AI. So, yes, that opening scene, like, I don't even know what to say. Like, there's so many things I loved about this. I love Snail Mahito. Okay?
Gary from SpongeBob.
Not Gary. Gary Mahito is the best Mahito. I love that. I love Gary Mahito. But yeah, that first opening thing was I don't know. Like what? I don't know. Help me. I can't find a word.
It was I mean, I can go through the list. It's the facial expressions, Mahito, even, and somebody pointed out, and they did a little video about it on TikTok. Like, can't nobody give you a look like Itadori can give you a look. Ooh. Like when it comes to staring somebody down. And I'm talking about at the beginning of this episode, middle of this episode, ending of this episode, which we will get to. Yes. But like that man just got up. He's only what, 16? I don't want to run into Itadori in the street if we got beef. Itadori is beating. Itadori is either gonna stare you into a grave or he gonna whoop your ass. I don't want to. And he
really throw hands. Like his power is throwing hands, which is hilarious.
Truly, me and my friend Camden was talking about that too this week. He was like, I really need Yuji to get some kind of a domain expansion, and I was like, his powers don't suit domain expansion. And on top of that, like, I feel like that is the thing about this show. Like two different things. One, it's amazing that Itadori is in this world where everybody is shooting cursed spirits, stopping time, creating unlimited voids, and he is just throwing hands, just touching his knuckles to your chest and putting you out of the game. And then, like, even with the domain expansions, like you can't like, granted, he's not like OP. Every fight, this show is also, that's my part two, is this show is about jumping. Like, you can't tell me if Mahito was at 100% soul percentage or whatever, and Itadori was, and they were scrapping one-on-one, that Itadori will come out on top.
Right.
Same with Todo. Like, they needed to be able to come, because I think he was saying that Itadori was like useless, and I was like, we not throwing that word around when it comes to Itadori.
I mean, I don't think so. I definitely feel like after the Shibuya arc, I feel differently about Itadori. But I think that was the whole point, though. And that's why I think being an Itadori fan for me is like whenever I get to that point, I'm pretty much there, though. Like, I think it's a good journey. Like, I'm gonna be riding for Itadori. That's like my little baby. Like, that's my baby. Like,
you finally got on the train. You finally here with us.
I'm feeling it.
Okay, I ain't gonna push it because she don't look like she fully there. She got one leg out the door.
Because I love a sick motherfucker. So when Geto Kenjaku ass showed up at the end of the episode, I was like, hold on, this.
Oh, okay. So anyway, let's slow down.
Hey, Shag World.
So yeah, another thing I liked about this opening portion was, even though it was so grotesque when you really think about it and just look at it, Mahito coming out the ground with his Mahito meat. And the way he just like dispersed that, because like I'm mad you even put that in my head. And the way it like covered the city ground, like those are people. Like just the thought of that, and it was just so gross, but it was so well like drawn, animated.
It's definitely like to me feels very like Akira. Like every time I see Mahito and hit everything, especially when he. Not to jump ahead, but when he went to his transfigured form, it just felt like very Akira to me. Like I always remember that. Like when all those like he was just a blob, and it was like all this. It's very Akira. It's very grotesque and disgusting. But I love that. It's like classic anime for me.
And then we saw him do he just twisted his head off like you said. We got little Gary Mahito fighting Yuji, and then you got the head that turned into the same kind of body that he had when Nanami and Yuji
when it was
fighting
running
the first time. Yeah. But he did this attack where he like, I guess he combined, I don't think they said how many, but he combined just a shit ton of souls like to turn into this like entity.
A transfigured human, I think they called it.
Yeah, it was like a polymorphic something
transfigured human or something like that.
But anyway, it was just like enough to like really be doing damage to Todo, but they like burn out quick if they got attacked with the right.
That was fascinating.
And that was pretty dope. And that animation, again, that's another highlight of animation to me. When that thing knocked Todo through that building and he ping-ponged all through that floor, that was so good. It was so good.
And like, they still had those little moments. And that's what I like about the Mahito. It definitely feels like it has that. There's something about the way Mahito's energy in his first form, apparently, is very like Looney Tunes. And you just have those little moments of goofiness in there, but it's like, I still like it. Like I enjoyed that. So yeah, I love that part. I mean, every sequence I enjoyed. I literally was eating my salad and I was like watching it because it was so
easy to follow.
So I told y'all that's all I want. If I had the emotional connection and I can follow the fight, I'm usually okay. And yeah, this was great. Like the expressions, I just loved everything about it. So let's talk about Todo. Because Todo, I don't know. Like, okay, there's a lot. So the first thing about Todo, the main thing I was thinking about was when he had the locket. And I was like, if I don't have somebody out here who's cheering for me the way Todo cheers for Itadori, like I just need, like, you need that.
That was the icing on the cake for their relationship for me. Am I frozen? What is
your camera is wilding today. I think it's just your camera because I can hear you.
It probably is. I'm gonna get a new one next week.
Right. You said I'm gonna get a new one next week.
This is too much.
It might be a driver issue too.
I'm about to pop off and then come back.
Okay. He'll be right back. Oh.
If it allows me.
What you want me to I don't know if I can keep. Oh, there you go. You back. We back.
Yeah. Hopefully for the last time.
Right. We be like you on the floor.
Yeah.
Okay. But yes, he had his picture in the locket. I don't know who the girl was.
That's the girl. That's the person that he's obsessed with, the celebrity that like gives him no time. And that's the thing about Todo that I personally be forgetting is that he has like an IQ of like 6 million. Like this man is like incredibly intelligent. He thinks through, like in that first season, they explained it, how he thinks through scenarios and stuff in like a millisecond. And a large amount of it, right. And a large amount of it is her like being his inner dialogue is her. Like she gives him like motivation and stuff and like encouragement. And honestly, in his thought process is her providing the ideas to him. you know. So like I really
so
love
almost
that
like
dynamic.
what they have a name for something like that, like people with ADHD or something, like when they like use somebody else to help them process their thoughts and stuff like that. I can't think of it, but okay, so that makes sense. So he had a picture of her. I mean, that was like in the music. Okay, so
that whole sequence.
I love magical girl stuff. I love like Powerpuff Girls, Sailor Moon, and I just love. You wouldn't think Todo would bring that energy to the show, but I just love that he brings that with him. I just love that whole little sequence and the music they chose. Like it was so good. It was so
and I think in the realm of the show, I think that is her song.
Okay,
like the girl in the locket. I think that is her song playing. But it's not only because I love the fact that Todo is the type of character he is. Like he's so like when he popped up in this fight, he's a comfort because he's so strong, you know, and he's encouraging. He got those amazing words. But then he also in the middle of this episode, not in the middle, towards the end of this episode, where this fight is just at like going at 100 miles per hour, and like I feel like still in such a serious dark way, and then all of a sudden to just turn on the pink lights and the flash and the glitter and the music. Like I just love that this show takes it there like that. Like it breaks up the vibe, but at the same time it's still giving you amazing like fights still. Like it's still an epic scene. It
was so cute. I was smiling. The part that is just like Todo's imagination was just sending me. I mean, I was just cackling the whole time that this was all happening in his mind and watching. But they did it a few times. I liked the directing in this episode was great. I don't think they always have the same directors for every episode. I think sometimes they change up animators and they change up directors. I know most anime do that. The directing for this episode was great. Like I feel like it was very poetic. Because this whole like seeing their imaginations kind of play out was something that we saw later. We got payoff for that later as well with Mahito. Right. So it was very cool to see like his imagination and him doing the stuff in real life. But when he came out of that whole imagination sequence and gave Mahito a high five, the way I jumped up like a sports team hit a touchdown in overtime, like I was like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, I was so invested. I didn't realize I was so invested.
Leading into the best Black Flash we ever saw on this show.
They was black flashing all over the damn place, huh?
They really were, but Itadori's last one was so good. It was the facial expression, seeing Mahito, like I love. There's so many points in this episode where I wanted to
voice
like
acting,
Mahito, like give him what are the awards for voice acting?
How do you even type out that sound that he makes? Is it like NNNGH?
He looks so pathetic, and I just love that we got that moment in such a way. It was just so many different, like he was depleted after that black. Okay, like we are literally just talking about the end of the episode.
We're trying to go in order. Okay, but yes.
Good.
Okay, wait, no, because we even skipped ahead.
We skipped. That's what I'm saying. Because we skipped way ahead.
Okay, first Mahito was Gary Mahito. I was into it. I loved Gary Mahito. Like I just love the choices he makes in how to transform his body. It's goofy. There's no reason for it. He don't even be trying to be intimidating. I think Mahito just annoying. I think he's a troll. He's
a murderous troll.
He's a murderous troll. And so then we went into Todo. Todo chopping off his arm. How did you feel about it? I mean, I know you knew it was coming.
The reason he chopped off his arm though was like he was getting his ass handed to him for a minute. Like he thought he separated Todo successfly, and he just popped back up out of nowhere. So he was like, "Man, I like landing a hit on this man is going to be impossible." So that's when he was like, "Oh,
last week." I was like,
so Gojo was able to do a point, and that's what's crazy about Mahito's level of evolution and metamorphosis. This man simply watched Gojo do a 0.2. How do you even realize that he did a 0.2 second domain expansion? And so he's able to do that because he just did a Black Flash, and his body is like apparently just in its prime now, regardless of how much percentage of soul he has left. So he does his version of his domain expansion, but I think the narrator came in and described how normally the domain expansion is activation and then the activation of the ability, you know?
Right.
and he was able to like you on the brink of death. It feels like, and you able to like change up the way that domain expansions even work. Right. You know, in the smallest amount of time to attack them. So he lands the hit on Todo. Todo arm about to get bubbly, and he chopped that shit right off like a G.
Like a G.
Supposed
and no business.
Right.
That was great.
So yeah, he did that
too. Was amazing to me. Like him talking to Sukuna. Sukuna being like, bitch.
So Sukuna did not move. Sukuna did not change his facial expression. Sukuna could have been a painting. He was just sitting there like, yeah, you think
that's how I be looking at my kids, like, touch me and see. I mean, he basically was like, I don't know what you got going on here, but you already know what's up if you touch.
But he was feeling himself though, because what did Mahito really say? He said, so shut up and watch me do X, Y. I said, who are you talking to? I literally said that. I was like, who are you talking to? He only talking to
him like that because he Itadori soul right now. Like he's not manifesting. And as long as he don't touch him, he don't touch him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think that's why he was like very cocky, because it's like Sukuna came to it.
It had to be a situation where he couldn't get to him.
Yeah,
it had to
as
be
long
a
as he
situation.
didn't touch him, he can't touch him.
I just couldn't imagine Sukuna sitting here letting this nigga talk to him in his whole face and told him to shut up. Bitches was scared to breathe 2 minutes ago.
I got them hands. But also Mahito is he's like a baby, and I don't think he knows Sukuna like that. So, you know what I'm saying? He don't really know the what's up, you know? So he could, it's just also his how he is, because he's you know, he don't have that experience. But yeah, that was wild. Like that whole sequence was amazing. Like watching Todo and then watching Itadori just like run towards him.
They love sliding on stuff. And that's one thing Jujutsu Kaisen is gonna do, is they're gonna put some kind of attack that's gonna turn into a slip and slide, and they are going to be glided.
They're gonna be running full speed and they're gonna slide. It's like
and that's that we've been getting that in a lot of anime like recently. Like that was what's our magical girl in Demon Slayer?
Oh, Mitsuri.
She was doing it.
Oh, they be sliding in Demon Slayer too. You know, they sliding there. Yeah,
they did it twice, 3 times
on
in
the
this show.
Wood dragon thing.
Mm-hmm.
They gonna
did it on this, and I feel like they did it in another one. I'm just not coming to me right now. It's another recent one. Oh, Attack on Titan, the Cart Titan.
Oh yeah,
on air.
They love sliding. I said, Siri, play Kai sliding. They be sliding. It's such a good brain itch, though. I just love it.
Yeah, and it's beautiful when done well. Yeah, like it's like that sequence in Attack on Titan was probably one of my top 3 sequences. Is the Cart Titan
fighting on the back in the Cart Titan?
Yeah, just the Cart Titan like jumping and being like, "Oh, you thought I couldn't fight? Though you thought I wasn't going to bring nothing." Even though that happened at the beginning of the episode, we was like, "Girl, you're not going to get nowhere with these bombs. You're not going to hurt nobody with these bombs at the beginning of the episode."
It's not giving what it's supposed to give. But yes, that whole thing, and just the running. Oh, it's just okay. So I'm trying to go in order. So he did domain expansion. Todo was standing on business.
Yes.
And then he couldn't clap. So then it was kind of like the high five, which was, oh my God, the payoff was just, whoo, I get tingles thinking about it. I just loved it. I love that. So he clapped, and then they fucked him up. And then what did we go to after that? Like after Todo's magical girl sequence.
No, excuse me. Sorry. So yeah, the magical girl sequence happened. Oh, and that's when, after he connected that Black Flash and took his ass clean out, that's when he was like starting to feel like the true essence of his soul, the true shape of his soul. So he used auto transfiguration on himself to, like, I guess, unlock that or whatever. And the only complaint I had about that animation sequence, because I did still love it, is when he did like do like this and he did that Akira type body that was like the baby form or whatever, the amalgamation of stuff. I wish it would have did more of like a blow up and then a you know what I mean, like sucked it right back in, instead of just, it was like a
almost like a star, like when a star is made, or it's like it explodes and then it collapses on itself.
But like even like not even that, though. It just felt like, oh yeah, that's what I wanted to happen.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But
like
what actually happened was it was like a screen wipe and it just went away. Yeah. So that's the only thing. That's just a little nitpicky thing. But what
did you think of this form? I mean, well, I guess what do I think of it? Because I haven't seen it ever.
I mean, I remember how I felt when I saw it in the manga.
What did you think?
I was gagged. I was like, oh, so y'all really trying to piss me off? Another form? This man, we have been begging for y'all to kill him for 5, 6
and begging for them to kill him.
No, I said we, not including you, but me and the rest of the world with feelings and emotions. We've been wanting Mahito to die for the longest. You've been taking out our people back to back. And I thought in my head that this man just went back to 100%.
Right.
Because the way Yuji was piecing him up, the sounds.
Love the sounds. I love the part when he was just like this, when Yuji was just punching him in the stomach, and it was just great. Yeah.
I was like, ooh, and that's what I'm saying. Like, look at just even if these hits are not effective, can we just look at these combos that Yuji is serving?
Yuji is serving. I mean, if Yuji did have a domain expansion, it would be Black Air Force energy. I don't know what would happen inside his domain expansion, but it needs to be Black Air Force energy.
I know now.
What would happen?
So he activates his domain expansion. Immediately, you are in the middle, and you are just like assaulted by it's just like a bunch of fists.
By a bunch of
it's just you standing here, and all of a sudden it's.
That's why I say it's Black Air Force One. It's like jumping. It's like domain expansion. Like you've seen people get jumped. I've seen people get jumped, especially in high school. And that's kind of how it is. You just curled up on the floor, and niggas just stomping you out. From all directions, all sides. That would be his domain expansion. They need to do that.
Everybody else's domain is guaranteed hit. His is guaranteed 1,000 hits, like within a second.
For every hit he give you, it's like 100 hits or 1,000 hits.
Yeah, that's what it is.
See, we've been on these AI bots too long. We on the fly coming up with stuff. It just get your brain. It changes how your brain works. You can just come up with stuff on the fly. But yes, that he was serving him up. I was worried about the fight. I was confused about something. So when he was in the water and his foot was like stuck, tell me what was happening there. It seemed like his leg was stuck. Itadori. And like when he put him in the water, it just seems like his leg.
And then he was like beating on his.
He was beating his leg. Like what? I was confused about that.
I mean, I'm not 100% sure, but I mean, if I just think about like in my head, like the rationale behind it is this man has been getting pummeled for hours on the end at this point in time. You know what I mean? Like your body some part of your body got to be given out at this point. You know what I mean? Like that might not be the case, but
because it also seems like Mahito was hit by something, or was it just like their injuries? Like that's my only complaint about the animation, because it wasn't clear to me. Like the way it was animated, I wasn't sure if like the way it was done, like Mahito was coming towards him, and then like Mahito like lost some blood or something, so like he got hit, and then that was like after his leg was stuck. So I wasn't sure if like did Sukuna do something, or like that's how my brain was working. I wasn't really sure what happened there.
I got you. I think because what happened is looking at it now, because I do got a plan in the background. Yeah. I think it was because this is after they both like already have been going at it for so long. Like I told you, I thought that when he got into this new form that he was back at 100%, and he wasn't.
Right.
Now he had a new body. Yeah, I think it was because he specifically said that last that Black Flash after my domain expansion was real bad. That's what he said. Okay. And that's after he coughed up blood. So I think while he was chasing, like going towards him, that was the effect of it. That's why his thing chipped off, because he couldn't maintain the form. Okay. And then we have that, like, to back that up is right after when he was going for the Black Flash the last time. Not the last time. No, that's what it was. What opened him up to do that last attack was he was going to hit him, and Mahito on his own broke down part of his form because he couldn't maintain it, and then he tapped him, and then Yuji's ability kicked in after he had already transitioned to the other side, because remember he got the delayed effect on his attack. So that's what opened him up for it.
Okay, that's what I was wondering, because it just like the way it was done, I was kind of like thinking just the way they cut it, you know what I'm saying? Like the way they cut it at that moment, we didn't see what happened. It was just like he was coming at him, and then it just felt like it cut to him bleeding, and then like and it it feels like one of those moments where it's like, what happened? Like, and then it would have been like Sukuna did something, because the way it played out, like for me, it was like Itadori's leg wasn't working. He didn't seem to understand why. I wish they would have just said something like, oh, my leg's not working. Like, I wish he would have just said something so I could understand why that was happening, because do have a whole entity in your body that sometimes fucks with you. So I'm just like, is Sukuna doing this, or like, is his leg not working? So I just kind of wish they would have put something there just so I would know that, because I was kind of like confused.
Yeah, I totally get that. And like looking at it again, I kind of do like it though, because at that point it's kind of like they both know this is like their last shot, their last like attack, it kind of feels like. And so when he's doing this like on his leg, like I think it's exactly
like, stupid leg, but that's what I wish they would have just put something there, like wake up stupid leg, or oh, my leg's not working, just so I would have not been using brain power to figure out what's happening. I'm so confused.
Ooh, but some of these steals though, like this whole episode is just filled with shots I want to make my desktop wallpaper. Like when he pulled back and charging his black fist up, and then you got only the black silhouette with a little bit of color on the end, and then all the it was
just
good,
so many good, like Itadori, that whole sequence at the end. So yeah, we get to that. He's doing black. It was it was great.
What you think about him? What you think about him turning into like an Attack Titan for a good rest of the episode?
Who?
Because there was a scene, part where Mahito cuts his cheek, and so like for the rest of the episode, he just has exposed teeth.
Oh, I was wondering what happened there. Mouth. I missed it. I had to go back and watch it because I was like, "Is this?" Because sometimes Sukuna would just pop up and talk outside of his mouth.
Oh no, that was a full-on attack.
He'll have an extra eyeball on the side. So like me looking at it, because of Sukuna's markings, and we've seen in the past that if he did something, Sukuna kind of was, he was using his power a little bit. In my brain, when I was watching it, I was like, "That's what's happening." Not that Sukuna was gonna talk, but I just kind of. My head, I put it that way. I didn't realize he was injured, and that's what it was. But yeah, he was over here looking like Eren Yeager.
It just made it look so like Holy Grail said, it was kind of hard. I agree, because it made it so good in that stare down too. I was like, they really do a good job making the heroes in the show look like the villains majority of the time when they fight.
And I think they did it on purpose. Maybe that was part of it. Like he kind of looked like Sukuna. You know what I'm saying? He kind of looked like, I think it was poetic in that way, because
this whole episode actually.
Yeah, because in the season 1, when Itadori would use his powers, he would get those. Like he would, because he even had a mark here, and I think it was like a slash.
Yeah, he has these all the time now. Ever since he took in Sukuna, he has these marks, and then and then like in the past, so I think it was that. I think they may have done it that way too for that reason, because you see, I loved what he said to Mahito. I just love that whole soliloquy monologue that he said to Mahito, like, I'm gonna kill you in every life. Like basically it's on sight. In the next life, past life, future life, I'm going to, it's on sight. I love that. Because that came at it, just like, so he knocks his ass clear out the way. Mahito is like trying to make itself like produce more humans, and he ain't got no more.
He vomits them up is also just disgusting.
Right, he's over here looking like the most emaciated human being on the planet, like skin and bones, and I just love it because he is at his weakest, his most pitiful, like drained, just ugly, just down and out. Chihuahua.
That's what he looked like. That's what they look like when they get wet. That's what he looked like. I thought it was great. I mean, but that is in Goosebumps. I love seeing Itadori just be like, I accept it. I just love it. I just love that whole. It was great. That's when I've started to go over to the Yuji train. Like, okay.
I want to just repeat what he said.
Yeah.
He said, I'll accept it, Mahito. He said, I am you. Like I wanted to reject you. I wanted to pretend, and I didn't understand what you said. Oh, but nigga, that's different now. That's what he said. I'm reading this. I will just kill you. You can change your appearance. You can change your name. I'll still kill you again and again. I don't need a reason for it. I don't need meaning. There will be some meaning found, but I don't need it right now. This way is going in. This is a whole speech.
Yeah, and then for filth.
And my favorite moment was what we was talking about earlier. Mahito, like, it's just so comical.
It's the cursed spirit that is the embodiment of human fear. Is like in fear and terror. It's crazy.
Starting to cry, eyeballs just welling up. Oh, and then the Flash. Ooh, the Flash took you to the snowy place where all of a sudden
he's the itty bitty
with the rabbit. And the wolves is coming, nigga.
Hold on. Let me take my breath before you say Mahito was really top 2 villain. I'm a Mahito enthusiast for multiple reasons. I just appreciate Mahito because I love, he gave it all he got. There was never just no reason for it. It was just like, I just enjoyed Mahito just being pure. He was what he was. He was just pure curse energy. He's just like, I just kill people because why the fuck not, bitch? And who gonna stop me? Who gonna check me, boo? Like, I just love that about Mahito. And then he said, Yuji desperately needed some sort of character development. And that's the other reason I loved Mahito, because I didn't think it was gonna come for this form. Looking at the whole Shibuya arc, everything that's gone down, that's gone down. I wouldn't have guessed that Mahito would be really the biggest source of the character development. But I love it. So that's why I will always appreciate Mahito.
It speaks to Mahito's ability, because I don't disagree. Like, he definitely is top 2 villain. Shit. I mean, at this point in time where we are now, until this ass whooping, he felt to me like number 1. I don't forgot about Geto. Right. I forgot he was in the scene for a minute from the last episode and this episode. Right. Like, you kind of like, once they're removed for so long, you got so much evil going on the screen. It's hard to imagine somebody else is gonna come in and top him. Yeah. But like, that's why the fact that he can elicit such disdain from me, you know what I mean? Yeah. Speaks volume of how evil and like well done this character was. Because that's even
I always on the back of that, I always feel that way. Like, if people get a reaction like Joffrey on Game of Thrones. Yeah. And like,
perfect example.
What's the guy who was torturing Reek? Whatever his dude name was, the little evil torture man.
I
can't remember. Ramsey. Like, if I look back and I'd be like, I hated him with every fiber of my being. I'd be like, they did their job.
Yeah. Well, I couldn't really like that whole, every time Reek was on the screen. I'm sorry, even though it was very gruesome, I never felt bad for him, because I never felt bad for him. But I just loved Ramsey's evil had no limit. Like, I just love that every time I thought this motherfucker was the worst human on the planet, he was like, oh no, I'm going to show you, I'm going to continue being horrible. And I feel that way about Mahito. So I've always enjoyed villains that are just like villainous for villainy sake. I don't even care. I don't have a backstory, bitch. I'm just evil. I just love it. I enjoy it. So I'm very appreciative, because this was a lot of growth for Yuji, and he definitely needed it to be an interesting character. I mean, y'all gonna take Gojo away, y'all gonna be killing people. I mean, you gonna have to, they definitely needed to level up Yuji as the main character if they was gonna be knocking off some of the stuff, the people that were knocking off. So it was good timing. I definitely think he got his moment in spades. That scene where he started walking up that hill first and then the wolves popped up behind him, it was just goosebumps, man. Chills.
It was so poetic. Like them being in the snow and the bunnies and the wolf and Itadori being the white wolf. It was just,
It did piss me off a little bit though. Little bit though, because I was like, as much as I'm loving this speech, sir, as much as I'm loving this speech. And keep in mind, I did read the manga, but I forgot, like, not really forgot, but like, I wasn't thinking about it in the moment where I was like, can you please just end this though? Like, you was walking too slow.
he was like, he was on his, I'm that.
He was. But then we fast forward when he feel like he might want to go ahead and put the cap on it. And now you standing in front of Geto, exhausted at 10%, maybe at this point, 2% soul percentage or whatever. And now you walk into what looks like a fully healthy Kenjaku, actually.
Okay, we finna get to that. But let me first. The imagination scene was amazing. But I was a little confused. I was like, is Megumi here, bitch?
Megumi?
Like, because Megumi got the bunnies and the wolves.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So I was like,
is that where you went immediately?
I was like, are these Megumi's Shikigami, bitch?
I did not think about that at all.
Is this nigga finna pull up? Like, I was so confused at first. I was like, okay, this is allegory.
That's funny.
This is allegory. Okay, I got it. I'm understanding. But they did look exactly like the bunnies when he was throwing them. And they looked like the Shikigami, which was interesting to me.
And at this point, the bunnies are iconic. And if they show up to defend anybody, I'm gonna be happy, because I ain't never seen a bunny fight like that. So when they did pop on the screen, they should have threw hands again. That's what I
wonder why they chose to use the same bunnies and wolves. You know what I'm saying? That was just it's just interesting to me. Like I get the prey predator thing, but they literally use the same bunnies and wolves that they show when Megumi uses them. So I just thought it was strange, but I loved it. It was great. I loved the prey thing. The tables had turned probably because it was cheaper. You're right. You said map on their last legs.
But really though, like let's take a moment truly and honestly to like applaud this episode and actually all the hard work that they've been doing, period, because like we know what's going on with their situation, and they have been really putting out some heat, even in the episodes that I weren't like a huge fan of, specifically the animation of the old time. It still had some gems in there, and so like kudos, and y'all really put y'all foot in this. I was not expecting this level of an episode, truly. I really wasn't. I was like, this the second to last episode that we're going to get for the season, so I was thinking they was going to put it all in the finale. So I am more than happy that they came across like this.
They definitely had that struggle episode, and they've managed to recoup and at least patch the bleed, you know what I'm saying? So they got, I think, and once again, that still was to date the biggest scale fight that they had the whole season. You know what I'm saying? So I understood. I understood even when we were talking about it, why it was such a struggle. So I'm just glad they were able to patch the bleed and crank out some amazing episodes.
Cauterize the wound.
Yeah, and keep it pushing, because it delivered. There are a few changes I would have had, but that's more of the directing. Even like I said, just Yuji saying something, or being more like not putting stuff that makes you confused in there, like the bunnies and the wolves that Megumi uses if he's not around. Like it was just weird, because I'm like, okay, so are they Shikigami? Like what's really going on here? Or like even how when they put it like Todo's imagination, like why not just put it Mahito's imagination? I mean, we realized it eventually, but like even with Todo, we would have realized it if they would have just, because eventually he came out of it and he was like still there, so we would have realized it eventually. But it was just like an inconsistent thing for me. Like, okay, why did y'all do it there and not there? But it was beautiful and poetic. And then we get to the end.
Oh well, one more thing before we get to the cameo appearance at the end.
Not cameo.
Right, not cameo. But before we get to that appearance, the last thing that I loved about it was like when Mahito was just at his last bit and he was throwing those snowballs, aka I guess it was like mud, and I cackled out loud when he took the time on that last one to put a rock in the snowball. He was like, "Oh, this gonna fuck him up," like that. When I tell you, I will forever be grateful at the amount of desperation they gave this man in this last
they
scene.
It was just that was fan service for the Mahito haters.
That rock and that snowball made me want to cry. That was so funny to me. Sorry.
But the way Yuji looked, like his face turning and then him looking down and his pupils getting big again, like it was that was so good. I feel chills. Like it was great. And then Mahito's crawling, running. And that's why you never give up, y'all. Never give up, because Mahito kept running. Even though he didn't know what he was running to, okay? But eventually, he ran into Geto. And I was shook, bitch. I was not expecting that. I don't know why I wasn't expecting that. I was not expecting that, because he was with Mei. That's what I'm saying. So now I got questions. Because
Mei gone now. She got off-screened in the worst way. We never gonna see her again.
I'm just like,
unfortunate.
I'm just like, so she was supposed to be going up to Kenjaku. Do we know? Like, I'm sure they're gonna tell us what happened in the manga. Do they tell us what happened there in the manga? I'm assuming. No, Mei, she ain't shit. She probably got paid off.
Oh, he was like,
I mean, no, Mei. She said that's what she said. She said money is it. Like corporate baddie says, Mei's pronouns are pay me.
That is funny. You think Kenjaku would make any kind of a deal with anybody though?
Yeah. You don't think so?
Like a monetary one?
Kenjaku was taking money, right? Because like when we first met Geto, that was like,
oh, that is true.
He was doing well when we met Geto, who we thought it was.
I think he was collecting souls. I mean, cursed spirits specifically.
Nah, but he was at that little. He had people worshiping him for money. Remember, he was like,
"Oh, okay, you're right." Yeah.
Was that the season 1 where he was like exercising people and stuff for money?
Yeah, that was season 1. But I thought that the reason for that was so he could collect as many like souls over time. That's why they was like shook when they found out he had like over 2,000 souls, and they explained because he was just sitting there collecting them. I didn't really think about what was he using the money for.
That's what I'm saying. I think the money was just like, I mean, I don't. He was worshipped. He was like having them bow down to him as like a god and stuff like that. So I mean, I'm just saying he
very successful.
He could pay May off.
That you're right. I feel like
that's what I mean.
Could.
Like
I don't think that. I would hope. Actually, I would actually live for that if May was like, I don't really think I want to do this.
I'd be like,
let's talk money.
Because I could totally see May. Like May, we always talk about the chaotic neutrals and the lawfuls and all that stuff. May strikes me as like she's not good. Like she's not a good person. She's not lawful.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Her character. So I don't feel like it's a black and white thing for May. I feel like May kind of just does whatever she feels like is best for her. So one, if you face an opponent that you like, oh, they will fuck me up, and they paying you off, I feel like maybe definitely be like, bitch, let me go somewhere.
I agree. You got me on that one. But I don't know. Hopefully we get something soon because I think we only got one episode. This next episode will be the last one, right?
I don't know. I think we have 2. We said she's neutral good, maybe. I think she's probably like, I want to say neutral good. I don't think she's good at all. I think she's just neutral.
Sure, I think she could be true neutral.
True neutral? Yeah.
But like, what does that say that her whole thing is moved by money though?
That's what I'm saying. It's like a selfish motivation.
Yeah. So like, does that land
chaotic
you in?
Neutral?
Chaotic neutral. That feels right. Chaotic neutral feels right.
Yeah, or true. She would be like chaotic neutral or true. But she's more motivated by herself. So she could be a true neutral. She's not really. She's very controlled and she has things. So I don't know. She might be true. But hearing some spoilers I've heard about her later, like she definitely doesn't have the same moral code as most people.
Ooh. I don't know this one.
Yumi said if I was Geto, I'd be murking monkeys in a Gucci belt. On period.
That's actually actually I wouldn't be surprised if that was part of your story. You and Geto murking people in Gucci belts.
Well, I'm a nurse, twin. I can't just be killing people. Okay, I'm actually goodish in the story. I don't kill people. I don't stop him though. If he goes on murderous rampages every once in a while, and I'm like, Geto, I'm just trying to work.
You ruined your defense just then.
I can't stop him. You think Geto gonna listen to me? Geto does not listen to me.
You had him. Let me ask you a question. How he get out of the prison realm after you locked him in there for 10 years?
I told him I was gonna keep him in there for 10 years, and I let him out after 10 years, like I said I was. I mean, I'm not a liar.
Did he kill anybody else after he got out of the prison realm?
Oh, he been killing people frequently. If they look at him too hard, he killed everybody at my job. So I mean, Geto, you can't be with Geto and be like, oh my god, he's killing people. I mean, what? Holy Grail, you missed it. We were talking about character AI.
Yeah.
You can't be with Geto and be like, don't kill people. I mean, I'm not good, twin. I'm not.
Yeah, good. And I don't know why. Listen,
why would you think I would be in this story? Like, I'm not.
Maybe you could be there to reform him. You know,
I'm helping him. He's learning. He's learning not to be possessive. He's learning that you got to give people space. He's learning to resist his urges. He's learning to care. He's learning. He's getting there. He learned how to play Uno.
And how long ago did he drag you by your ponytail through the woods?
That was a year ago. We're past. He went to jail for assault and battery. Okay, he served his time.
Yeah.
He started. No, I'm not a sorcerer in the story. I'm a monkey to him. So he's dating a non-sorcerer. So you know, and then
that is growth in and of itself. So we're gonna keep going and see where this goes.
Yes, but I'm so happy to see. Listen, we'll run through this after we finish this last thought because we can cut it off at the end, later. But I'm so excited to see what's happening. I think Mei was paid off, but definitely when I saw Geto, I was not expecting that. I think Geto's gonna kill him though, or absorb him. Can he absorb Mahito?
I mean, he has curse manipulation. That's his thing.
Because Mahito a curse. Is just a curse, right? Is he? So I think you think Geto's gonna absorb? Well, but
that's a good theory. That's actually a really good theory. I mean, because when you look at like the whole way he showed up and presented his assistance, did not seem like he was watching over
there in the back. That means he was watching the whole time.
I'm pretty sure. Either that or close. You know what I mean? Like he got there towards the end.
Even when he was fighting Mekamaru, like Geto was on the mountainside just chilling, like watching, like, should I help him? Like, so
it's just the way he's looking down at Mahito. Like if you like all the interactions before, like he's never really like looked at them like this. They've been blowing bubbles in playgrounds and playing shogi and shit. You know what I'm saying? So like him staring at him like this, looking down at him.
Right. And I appreciate too that since we got the Kenjaku reveal, they've made a point to make Geto, like every time we see Geto from this point, it's like not.
Oh, he's fully dropped the facade
or
now.
Attractive. Yeah. I just love it. Like it's just subtle differences. Like before we knew that this was actually a psychotic deranged Kenjaku. Even how they made Geto look, the angles in which we would see him, like still kind of had like his handsome, peaceful-ish face, fake facade of being human. But now that we know, it's like they don't really be trying to give Geto no redeeming angles. So yeah, I'm just curious to know what's gonna happen. Hey, Yola, he's not a cursed womb or anything. Yeah, so I think that's my theory. As somebody who doesn't know what's gonna happen, I think that Geto's gonna absorb Mahito. Which means Mahito's not really dead, though.
Oh, because he just like can bring them out and use them whenever.
Yeah.
Mahito
would be a useful curse to have to throw out, though.
I mean, absolutely.
That's what I'm about to say. You 100%. Can't let something like Mahito go to waste, and I feel like that's probably what he's gonna say. Like, "Oh, it'd be a pity to let you go to waste." Like, I'm just gonna absorb you.
Too bad he didn't do that to Jogo and Hanami.
He wasn't know. They probably got
beforehand. Should have did it beforehand. Should have did it beforehand. You know what I mean? Like had already absorbed them.
Being able to touch people's souls and reshape souls, like, yeah, bitch, you getting absorbed. We'll keep you in my pocket. So I don't know. I just feel like that's probably what's gonna happen. Which I don't know. Would you? I'm asking you like you don't know, but is that a satisfying end for Mahito? For the people who hate him, you think for him to still?
For me, no. I really do wish he never showed his ass up. I wanted to see what Yuji was gonna do to finish him off. You know what I mean? Like that would have been satisfying for me. If Mahito was going out that way, unless he still is serving purposes moving forward, like you said, if he does choose to absorb him and he just brings him out later on in the story, I don't know, because it was just such a buildup of massive hate these last couple episodes, and I feel like this would be the perfect time to just put a cherry on that.
But I feel like for Mahito, that would be like the worst, like a prison, that would be a punishment, like that would be torture for Mahito, because most of these curses that Geto absorbed were kind of like they don't talk, they're just like one track mind kind of curses. They don't really seem sentient and like learn and think and have feelings, and it feels like Mahito, you know what I'm saying, like that just seems like that would be terrible for Mahito to be reduced to being used in that capacity and not be free to learn and like explore and stuff like that. So I feel like Mahito would hate that outcome.
I do agree with that. I still would like.
You want to see
I like violence, and I wanted to see whatever last attack, whatever he was going to do to put Mahito out. I wanted to see what that looked like. I really truly did. And like it would have just like with everything going on, and I was just eating these last couple minutes up of this episode. I was eating it up. Right. So I just really, really did want that for closure. But we'll see. We'll see how this goes.
What this next episode is gonna be now that the fight is done and Kenjaku. I'm hoping for me that it's just a lot of like this is what's going on. This is why I did what I did. Like, I just want that information dump I've been waiting for. So I'm
that's
really hoping. I don't see it going into a fight, like a for real fight, because we're not gonna, we don't have enough episodes left for that.
Well, okay, let me ask you. So, like, if he does, like, whatever Geto does, you think it's gonna be a whole episode of him just standing there talking? Like, because we the way we looking at it right now, Todo is just taken out. Oh, actually, one more thing. Shout out to his last moment. It was like we was talking about not giving up
from the soul or something like that. I think he said.
Well, the fact that it was already dead, like he was like my boogie. Why is that the name of his attack? My boogie woogie is already dead. So he basically just clapped his stump and his hand together just to do it because it did nothing. Mahito attacked the opposite direction, thinking it had activated.
It was gonna do something. That was really smart.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Even though it was not useless because it wasn't absolutely at all. But like his attack, he still used what he had to the very end, even if it was gone already. So I love that.
I'm low key like Todo. I'm trying to think. If I saw Todo on a shirt or something, would I get it?
I would.
I might get a Todo and Itadori shirt.
I would, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I love that relationship. I love like I would probably I would get a shirt with that locket on it. If I could get a shirt and then it just like it literally had the locket on it open, I would buy that.
Be fire.
Ooh,
not a t-shirt design. Like Todo t-shirt with the locket. That's cute.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, so shout out to him. But what you were saying, what do I think it's going to be just him talking the whole time?
Yeah, because like you was like there probably won't be a fight, but it's like, well, if we're looking at who's left to help save, my biggest thing when we were having that conversation, I was like, oh, we got Todo. Oh, we got Todo.
Right.
Todo's come and gone now. So who could we theoretically have to come in and do anything to Geto at this moment?
That's why I don't really feel like it's going to be a fight. So I would hope for storytelling's sake, like as a good storyteller, that you would kind of somehow give us intel of what happened to Mei Mei. Because I think you do know that's going to be the biggest question for the viewer. Because last time we saw it, she was walking. We saw her walking into the shadow of Kenjaku. So we know that they talked or had some kind of run-in. So even if it's something like that, just giving us information about what happened. Of course, I expect Yuji to like attack Kenjaku.
I don't.
Well, maybe not, because I'm trying to go back and think about Yuji's understanding of what's going on. Like at the beginning, like everything that's happened. Like I'm trying to think. He knows about Geto and all that stuff. He doesn't know Geto is Kenjaku. He doesn't know that. He doesn't know Gojo is sealed in the prison realm. Todo knows, but he hasn't gotten a chance to tell Yuji. So from Yuji's point of view, I think Yuji would probably ask questions first. I don't see Yuji just attacking Geto like a wild animal. Like he knows he's a problem, but there's so much that Yuji doesn't know.
But does he usually even know what Geto looks like? No, right?
I think so.
Because I'm trying to think. He wasn't around before Geto got changed to Kenjaku, and
but remember they said he attacked somebody. That was the movie, right?
No, that was the movie, and Yuji wasn't around then.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't see Yuji just attacking Geto because he knows of him, and he knows he's probably working with Mahito and all the curses, but I just see him having questions first. I don't see him just trying to beat the shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got beef or you did something. Like, I just don't see him doing that. So I think he would want to know why you're doing this, what you're doing this for. Kenjaku having intel about Sukuna, or telling him that maybe opening the conversation with, we fed you 11, because does usually know he ate 11 finger 15.
Yeah, this could be our biggest. This could I don't know if he knows specifically. Well, actually, that's a lie. That probably was portion of that montage. Remember, we were having that conversation about how he remembered, and I was saying that
he remembered how Sukuna was brought. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like in that scene where he gave his body over to Yuji after he destroyed all of that damn city, there was a montage playing. I think he was feeding him that knowledge in that moment. Either all of it was coming back to him on its own, or Sukuna was actively like putting these memories back in his head because he knows what took place. Like,
so then, usually would want to know, why did you do it? I feel like that would be the most pressing question. Like, what are you trying to do? Why did you do it? Where's Gojo? Like, all that stuff. So I hope we get a big info dump.
This would be the best time, if any, to do it. Yeah,
if any, because I mean, Todo knows. So I don't even know how strong Kenjaku really is.
I mean, to be around for as long as he
fight, though. I mean, like, we haven't seen, you know what I'm saying, how Kenjaku fights, because we know like Kenjaku takes the brain transplant and stuff like that. I mean, that's kind of sick, but you know what I'm saying? I just don't know. We haven't seen Kenjaku's power.
I mean, I'm pretty. He has to be some kind of strong to like not only, because that's the thing too. If he's obviously using Geto's ability while he's
they can use Geto ability. Yeah, right.
So I don't know. Like, I wonder if it's something to where he like can retain these abilities, or if he can only just use them in the body that he's in. Because that would be something crazy. He have
the hands that Geto had.
I'm pretty sure if he's been around that long, he got some hands. You know what
I
mean?
That's what I'm saying.
He got to.
We haven't seen that, so I would like to get a little taste of. Can Kenjaku keep up, like, fighting wise, like hand to hand? Because Yuji throws hands. I would just want to see like what he throws. I don't think it would be a serious fight. It would just be like a kiting, like I'm dodging you.
I'm pretty like I haven't. I don't know this for certain because, like I said, I don't know if he really truly has like hands or not. You know what I mean? Like, I've seen him use abilities, but I don't know if he has like hands like that. But it's just like in my brain, if he's taking over his body, he has his experiences too.
Yeah, so, the muscle memory and stuff like that.
Right. And I think if you combine probably all the other sorcerers or people's bodies he's been in and out of, I'm sure that experience just compounds. So I think he's stronger than Geto.
I'm looking forward to the info dump. I think we're gonna get some news. I hope some new information comes out. Not only the stuff that we've seen happen that we already kind of know, but usually doesn't. But some new information comes out. So I'm really hoping for the info dump.
They better fill this cast out again. We need to get us some more new characters.
We do
some new meat sacks because y'all done went through the roster.
I think they're gonna give us some new eye candy for sure. We're gonna probably see some more Choso. So we'll see who we gonna get to see. Itadori gonna grow up a little bit too, so maybe maybe they'll time skip. I do hope for a time skip whenever it comes back. They bring it nice closer to see Gojo too. I don't know how long Gojo gonna be gone, but we could use a time skip. I don't want no training montages and shit. I can pass. I don't really care to come back.
I feel like we about to get that in Demon Slayer, ain't we?
Yeah, but they making it a movie. I think they're doing it as a movie, which is nice.
Again,
the Hashira training art. I think it's gonna be a movie.
They hold on to that formula. They said we're gonna give y'all these first 3 episodes.
I mean, because it's almost like filler. Like, I appreciate a feel. Basically, that's how Demon Slayer does it. It's filler. It's like a movie, and then like if we're back to the main story, then we get episodes or the actual episodes.
That ain't filler, is it?
It's kind of like, well, Demon Slayer doesn't have true unrelated fillers like fucking Bleach and some of those other shows, but it's still like, if you think about the general continuous story, it's like a side. It's usually it's like a break. Like, if you think about Mugen Train, it's like this other thing. It's not like completely not part of the story, but it's taking you.
I thought that was. I mean, I don't know for certain because I didn't go back and read that portion, but I thought I saw manga panels of Mugen Train. I thought that was all canon.
Like, I'm not saying that it's not part of the story, but I'm just saying, like, if I'm looking at Demon Slayer as the consecutive story of like, you could cut out a lot of you can cut out the movies and still be following Tanjiro's journey from point A to point B for me. Like, not that it's important to his character development, but if you cut out Mugen Train and just watch the first season and then jump into the entertainment district, you wouldn't know who the fuck Rengoku is.
And that's blasphemy.
Right, that would be unfortunate, and you wouldn't know like the emotional stuff that Tanjiro takes with him from that. But you still could follow the story. Like it's not gonna be like what happened here? When did he learn this? Like you're not gonna be, to me, you wouldn't be missing the main.
But I think they still presented it like all of the movies though. They still presented them as episodes of the season.
Yeah, and I like
you know
that.
What I mean?
But if that was just the season, I'll be irritated. Like most of the time, they're too short to be a whole season, right?
Oh, you're talking about, okay, I got you.
Yeah, like it's too short.
The actual arc
season.
itself.
The actual arc itself, like it's just
got you.
And the Hashira training arc is like that. Like,
got you.
You know, it's probably gonna lead to continuing where we.
I now see what you're saying. I wasn't connecting the dots the entire time, but
yeah,
I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So I appreciate that formula because I ain't trying to sit here and watch episode by episode some shit that it's cool, but I'm trying to figure out what's gonna happen with Nezuko being in the sunlight. I ain't trying to, So I'm looking forward to that. It's coming out in February. So hey, Dory. Anything else with this?
No, I'm just really. I wish it was Thursday already.
I know. Holy Grail, are you still there? I know. I'm so. It's just been really great. I'm so glad they picked it up. I was really disappointed when we talked about that bad animation episode. I was like really scared that I wasn't gonna be able to. It was gonna keep getting worse. I was really scared it was gonna get worse and worse.
I was too.
Yeah, or they were just gonna have to completely stop because they would like strike and not do it. I was really worried that I wasn't gonna be able to finish it, but I'm very satisfied.
I would have been fine with a strike. I would have been fine with a pause. Exactly. If we could have got these last 5 episodes 6 months later, I would not have been mad.
No,
just because I would wanted them to be serviced as best as possible. Because now that we done seen the content, like this is what I was imagining. I was like, I know we have these big fight scenes coming up. I know we have these real pivotal moments where we are losing characters we are very much so attached to. I was like, I really want all of this to be given the time and respect and all of their ability. At like I would love
like a remastered version or the DVD, like being like the completed version of it. Like how they wanted it to be. That'd be awesome.
Do like Naruto. A couple of years later, they going back, and I don't know if they already released that. I think they already released that, or if it's coming out.
They do that with a lot of stuff, don't they? Don't they do that with One Piece?
Dragon Ball Z Kai. Yeah. Just gonna give us a little reboot of these last 5 episodes, and that'll be amazing. But
I'll definitely take that. Yeah. So I mean that's great. And did we talk about everything? I know I haven't seen Hood Magic, but we did start Frieren. I think that's how you say her name. We both started. So I've been enjoying it. It feels like a healing anime. You know, I like Iyashike anime, which are like the healing ones. They got that chill vibe, very like, I don't know. I was boo-hooing like episode 1. I was like, what has come over me? I don't even know why.
You said that, and I was like, I don't know if I was there just yet. I didn't.
Maybe I was hormonal, but it was just like, I don't know. I was just crying. I was like, bitch, why am I crying? I don't recall. I feel like it was very emotional. Like it just felt like an emotionally heavy story. Like not in a bad way, just like in that. This is bittersweet. Like it was very feels warm feelings like Gimel, or I wasn't expecting them to die like the first episode or 2, like all of her friends and like them getting old. Like when he saw her, they went on a little journey, and then the next time we saw him, he was a short little old man. Like I was not expecting them to like really just not give us any time to see them, so that was kind of shocking for me.
I had to rewind once I realized that was him. I had to rewind. I
saw the little beauty mark again. I saw the little beauty mark, and so that's how I knew it was him. And so I guess I wasn't really expecting it. And like for me, the main character, she reads as like autistic to me, which I love.
Well, I think the thing for me was like I do like the story, and I feel like I like the direction it's going. Just for me, because she's, and I think I get the choice for her voice.
It's very relaxing. Are you watching the sub or dub?
I'm actually watching the dub.
Same. I was like, I'm not gonna read. Okay.
Yeah. So the voice actor for her is very, very monotone. Like very deadpan for the most part.
There's moments very like relaxing voice too. It's like a very nice voice.
Yeah,
it's like very like monotone.
Ileana Kadushin, the one she reads audiobooks, but her, I think it's because she has lived for so long and goes through like, you know, meeting these different parties and going on these adventures with people and eventually having to let them go and all that stuff. So in my brain, she's kind of there because she's experienced so much, you know, and like nothing is really, I don't even want to say that because it's weird. Like a lot of times I feel like she's numb to a lot of stuff, but then there's these moments where she turns into like this cute little chibi character. You know what I mean?
I know, it's so
gives
cute.
her some more dynamic, but most of the time it's just like I've fallen asleep several times trying to get through these last 5 episodes, and not that it's bad.
That's not
like
bad.
The weird
it's
thing.
Just
I'm
relaxing.
trying. Yeah, like she really does put me to sleep, and she could be explaining some real pivotal stuff. Like it could be some plot development going on right now, and I'd just be like.
It's like the music is so pretty, it's so aesthetic. It's just like it's very, but I enjoy it's very warming to my heart to watch. I know, especially the first couple episodes, they were really strong for me. Like as far as her friends, like him being an old man and like tricking her into teaching a girl magic. Yeah, that was like really cute. And I don't know, I just wasn't expecting. I don't know, I was just crying. I was like, this is so emotional, and I'm not really sure why I'm feeling.
I'm really enjoying Purplehead though, the girl that she is training. I like seeing her as that little baby girl, and then like figuring out why she was training so hard. That was really sweet.
Oh my god, I cried.
And the fact that she also knew that he was trying to get her to train her before he passed away. Yeah, there's a lot of good things nestled in this show. I'm gonna continue watching. Hopefully, I need to do it. When
they got the flowers for his statue. Oh,
that was sweet.
I'd be crying.
I'm about to say, look, you about to get triggered again.
I'd be crying. I'd be like, I don't know why I'm crying. Like, I don't even know what the fuck going on with the story right now. But it's just like Frieren, we started it because we were recommended it by Hood Magic. People have said good things, and I love stuff. I love shows like this. Like I will ramble off my favorite shows, kind of this like this. I think it's gonna change. Like I feel like they're putting down some big, you know, foundational stuff so that when we get to where we're gonna be, it's like we got all this background. So I don't think it'll stay this way. But yeah, when I used to watch Mushishi, I used to be in there asleep. But it's because it's healing. Yes, same vibe. It's like this guy who's like on this journey, and he helps, you know, people exercise spirits that are like giving them ailments and stuff. So it's kind of like you're trying to figure out what's going on, and it's kind of scary, but then it's like very healing. It's like one of my favorite anime, and your girl was asleep a lot, so I had to go back and watch it a lot, but it's one of my favorite anime, and this feels
shout out
like that.
Shout out to my friend Tanner. He had a great Muzishi cosplay. He had a good cosplay of him.
I love, and it like Natsume Yujin Cho. That's like another one and it's actually funny, so it's not as boring, but it's got that feel good healing vibes too. But it's really funny. I love his little cat.
I feel like if I did have a critique of these first 4 or 5 episodes for me, because they do sprinkle in a little bit of that, but I wish I had more of those like comedic moments to just like have me like, because like there is a good amount of time where it feels like this, you know?
I think that the pacing is a little, I do feel like it's a little, something about the pacing feels off.
Yeah, in the first couple episodes.
Like
I feel like it's gonna pick up more as I continue. But that's my only real critique about it, is just that because I have an attention span that is, you know, somewhat short.
Yeah, you're not one who sits around and watch like healing, calm anime.
Yeah, exactly.
Soft music and beautiful landscapes. And
now I will fully be entranced, but I do have to like have my mind fully set for that. So like if I go into it 100% not knowing what I'm getting myself into, and it kind of carries that vibe, I will fall asleep. But not that doesn't speak to the actual, because it also is just a beautiful anime too, because I love some of the shots.
That sounds like it's so
really smooth and nice, and like peaceful. Like you really describing it so far, what we've gotten. That's the best way I would put it.
Yeah, so I highly recommend it. And if anybody wants to get more into anime like that, because I think this is introducing people to that genre, because there's people who just watch a lot of action stuff, but I love that genre. Like Spirited Away is that for me, like Totoro, of course, and like, but Natsume Yujin Cho, I don't ever hear anybody talk about it. It's slept on. It's one of my favorite. It has so many episodes. It's so funny. It's like about a high schooler who he can see spirits and nobody else can. So like nobody else can see these spirits because that's like his thing. And he has to exercise them, and it's just like the situations they get in, and he has this cat that's like a god, and he's just like a fat cat, but he's a god, and I just love his voice. Like, it's
I'm pulling it up now. I haven't watched this either.
Yeah, and it has like so many episodes. It's like 3 different seasons. I think they have slightly different names, but I feel like it's got a good amount of episodes. I absolutely love this show. So that's like one of my highly recommended shows. I definitely laughed a lot watching it. I might revisit it because it's been a few years since I watched it.
But wait, is it only one season?
No, it's like multiple ones, but they don't all have the same name.
Oh, got you.
So I don't think it's like the same, like season 1, 2, 3. And I don't even know if they put them all, how Crunchyroll be stupid.
Yeah,
I don't even know
I know what you mean.
Put them all in the same thing, or you got to look up the other name to find it.
Because it looks like they're like separated into, is it books?
Yeah, there is
Book
books.
Book of Friends.
Yeah. I can't remember all of them, but yeah, it's quite a few episodes.
Quite a few.
Yeah, so check it out. But check it out to the argument. But
we never watched those trailers.
We did not. And there's a new trailer for something.
For what?
There is a trailer for,
because there's a new Solo Leveling trailer. There's a new, I think, Demon Slayer trailer.
And I saw something for Chainsaw Man, a movie. Yeah. So we got to watch it.
Can we?
Yeah, we finna do that now.
Okay,
we're gonna
let's do that.
end live.
Okay.
Should we do it live? I think we should we do it live? We should just go ahead and do it live. Because last time when I posted the solo leveling, when I posted the solo leveling one, I literally didn't even edit it. I just literally put up what we did.
So let's just watch it because I'm itching. I still haven't watched the solo leveling one because I was actually just stopping until we did it, but we never really touched bases on doing it again.
Okay. So we're gonna go now, guys. And I hope y'all catch us next week. I think we're gonna just record us watching it in the back so that I have time to make a thumbnail and stuff, and then I'll post them. So be on the lookout for our reaction to these trailers we're about to watch. But shout out to everybody who came by. Shout out for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.
Bye.